Welcome back, everyone. Michael here with Offshore Citizen. Today I'm going to give you a review of TransferWise, whether you should use it, whether you shouldn't, how it applies to you, how it doesn't apply to you, etc. And we're going to dive through and see if it makes sense for you as an option. And I'm going to kind of give you some things to be a little bit concerned about, as well as some things that you can say, hey, listen, I probably love this and I probably want to go with that. So the reason that I'm bringing this up is because, of course, banking is a really big deal. One of the things we talk a lot about is that, in order to live and work abroad, being able to do financial transactions is super important. And unfortunately, in the world today, it's increasingly difficult to bank, okay? So we're in a situation where banks have become, they inhibit business rather than facilitate business in most cases. And last year I did a video, I'll do a follow-up, which was the best places to open offshore accounts in 2020. We'll do one for 2021 because unfortunately lots of things have changed. So a bunch of the banks that I mentioned previously, maybe don't open for foreigners anymore or don't open for foreign companies or whatever. So we have to update that. But one of the biggest ones for sure out there, and it's in the blossoming world of fintechs, is TransferWise. So I'm going to explain to you how that works and kind of fill you in. So before we do that though, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Make sure you don't miss out on any of our future videos. I try to produce great content for you every day. Go and check out some of our other videos, see what you can find. Let me know if you like it. If you don't, give me some feedback. Would love to hear it. If you have some topic you'd like to learn about, please let me know. Happy to produce some content for you in that respect. And if you're interested in these subjects of how do you open an international bank account? Would you like help with opening bank accounts, brokerage accounts? You'd like help forming trusts, opening companies, getting residencies, getting citizenships, figuring out what to do, how to tax plan to pay the lowest legal amount of tax possible. We help you with all those things, both figuring out what to do as well as implementing it for you and then maintaining it. Please reach out to me. You can book a call, clarity.fm/Michael Rosmer. There's a link below. Or you can check out our websites, offshorecitizen.net and offshorecapitalist.com. And you can send us a message through either of those. Okay, so TransferWise is probably one of the earliest examples of the fintech virtual bank electronic money institution space. They were founded in London, they're venture backed, they're super solid, okay? So some people are concerned about is my money safe? I wouldn't be worried about that really at all with this. Now, what some people will ask is they'll say, is this a licensed bank? Is my money, what's going on here? Am I protected? So the way that it works with a lot of these, and TransferWise is no exception, is that they're not a bank, so they're not actually holding your money, okay? What's happening is they have sponsoring banks, they have relationships with banks all over the world. So for instance, if you have a US dollar account, your account is in something like the Community Savings Bank, and I can't remember what it is right now, but anyway, Commonwealth Community Savings Bank or something like that in the US. They'll have a different one, maybe if it's in GBP, it's in Barclays. If it's euros, it's Deutsche Bank, whatever. They have a variety of network of banks all over the world. And so when you create a TransferWise account, you're going to create what's called a borderless account, okay? And what they mean by borderless is they provide you this layer of abstraction. And underneath, if you want to go and you can click, and there's a whole bunch of currencies you can have. So you could open a Euro account, you could open a GBP account, JPY account, Hong Kong dollar account, Singapore dollar account, etc., etc. When you do that, what it's really going to do is it's going to put your account in the appropriate bank in the appropriate country, but it's all consolidated into one portal for you, which is managed by them. So this makes it's way more accessible than actually trying to go and open an account there. Literally, there's a very good chance that if you were to walk into UK and try and open a GBP account, you just couldn't. They wouldn't let you open an account, okay? Whereas this way they can. So that's pretty helpful. We like that quite a bit, right? The other thing that it does is TransferWise's background was really for globally sending money and decreasing the costs of sending money. So the fees are very low. First of all, there's no monthly transaction fees, so that's fantastic, right? No account opening fee, that's fantastic. So you have and then your exchange rates are typically much more favorable, right? So if I want to transfer money, let's say I'm going to Japan and I have US dollars and I want to get Japanese yen, I can go there and I can get probably a much better exchange rate than I will through my bank, okay? So that's going to save me some money. I like saving money. It's great, okay? TransferWise also makes it really easy to send money between people, just in terms of, even if you look at the amount of details that are required, etc., it's good. You can have bank accounts for both your business and your personal for TransferWise. It gets a little bit quirky if you want multiple business accounts because you have to create multiple personal accounts. But anyway, that's fine. What I mean by that is having multiple companies, right? So one company can have multiple accounts, but you can't have multiple companies connected with the same person without creating a new person. So you end up with a few personal accounts. It's weird, but hey, whatever. It's fine. So then they can give you a card, okay? So they can send you a MasterCard, and this MasterCard is pretty cool because it can connect to your different balances, and that can save you a bunch of money, right? So you could potentially be with a foreign balance. So let's say you go to Singapore, you can draw on your Singapore dollar balance rather than having to worry about, say you're from Australia and you're normally paying from your Australian dollars. So again, it's great for saving you money, it's great for ease of use, it's great for ease of setup. What are the drawbacks? Okay. So TransferWise, being as they are, I would say fairly risk averse, okay? So there's a few things. First of all, there's a $1 million per year limit on the personal accounts and $4 million per year limit on the business accounts. So this is not like a big corporate, I'm running tens of millions of dollars a year through this account situation. On top of that, if there's a lot of transactions that are higher volume, etc., they're going to look at that, and if they're uncomfortable with it, they're going to close the account. So certainly it's not a place to have just risky transactions. Next, if you especially have US dollar accounts, okay, US dollar, they won't allow you to receive money from all jurisdictions. So they basically have a list, and they're like, if it's on this list, we're fine. And it's a fairly normal list, right? It's Western developed countries, Eastern developed countries, etc. But for instance, Russia's probably not on that list. So if you get some money sent to you from Russia, they're just going to deny it. They just won't let it come through. If you try and send money from British Virgin Islands, it's going to not come through, etc., etc. So that's going to be an important factor, right? From a bunch of places, those transactions could get rejected. It's much better in euros. They have less restrictions. So that's something to be aware of. But just be aware, like, this is the reality. You have, it's so long as you're within this criteria, you're fine. If you're not fine. If you're in a high-risk industry, if you're doing adult or gaming or something like that, it's a no-go. On top of that, they're not friendly with cryptocurrencies. If they see you sending money to some sort of a cryptocurrency exchange or something, they're going to close the account, and you probably can't receive money for cryptocurrencies. So if you're interested in crypto banking, reach out to us. We can help you with some other banks that are very crypto-friendly, but TransferWise is not that bank, okay? What are some other things that are important to know here? So it's the setup process is pretty easy. You'll need to verify your identity, so you'll have to provide them with a copy of your passport, etc. You'll have to have something that proves where you're from, so like a utility bill or something like that. They will ask for your information from like where you're tax resident. That's fine. All of these places, some people will talk to me about, hey, listen, avoiding reporting and things like this. Well, they all report, so just be aware of that. It's just part of what the package is, and it doesn't really matter. Pretty much anywhere where you'd want to bank is going to do that, so it's fine. Make sure that if you're somebody, say in the US, where you have foreign bank account reporting obligations, make sure that you're reporting anything that might be outside of the country that's relevant to you. And that's pretty much the deal. So let's go through. Would I recommend TransferWise? I highly recommend TransferWise to people. I use TransferWise myself. I often will have our clients use it. I don't think it's like the be-all and the end-all only solution that you should use. It's not. Would I keep $10 million in TransferWise? Probably not, right? It's not that type of a bank. It's a great transactional bank. I'm happy to keep 6 figures in there. I have no concerns about that. I think you just kind of think about this. Okay, like this is a regulated institution that's regulated in a bunch of countries, in UK, in Lithuania, in obviously the US, etc. They're venture backed. They have like a $5 billion valuation or higher at this point in time. So you've got a lot of good stuff going for you. You don't have to worry that this is a fraud or anything like that. Like, it's very legitimate, it's very upfront, and they have a lot of resources because of kind of their network of venture capitalists who invest in them to protect them. So that's very good for you, and it's very good for the bank. They have really great services, their fees are great. If you're in the segment of people who can use TransferWise, I really recommend you have a TransferWise account. That being said, I always recommend to people, both for personal accounts and for business, at least have 1 backup, ideally 2 backups, because banks are finicky. You just don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, Let me know what you think about TransferWise. Tell me in the comments. You know, I love them, I hate them, I had these problems with them. There's plenty of little problems that you could have had, depending on what you're doing. They might have closed an account or whatever. That's certainly normal in this world, unfortunately. But yeah, let me know what you think. Would you recommend them to people? And give it a thumbs up if you liked the video. Share it with your friends if it's useful to you. And as I said, if you're interested in help with opening their offshore bank accounts or brokerage accounts, whether you're interested in help with getting a residency, getting a citizenship, doing international tax planning to make sure you pay the lowest legal amount of tax possible, asset protection, etc., please reach out to me. You can book a call, clarity.fm/Michael Rosmer. There's a link below. Or you can check out our websites, offshorecitizen.net, offshorecapitalist.com. You can send us a message through there. And I'm going to look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.